Welcome, I am Siona from the Hooked on Crochet Club, and this is this month's Granny Square inspiration, and it's a little bit different this month because it's more about the yarn than it is about the project. So this one, why do I do these Granny Square inspiration? Because I love a Granny Square. These are perfect for in the morning, just giving yourself that quick win, something that you can get some mindfulness in before the day starts, and yeah, something for you. And then you can turn them into anything and everything that you want. So I will always be making a Granny Square. Now we have a huge library of Granny Squares within the Hooked on Crochet Club, and this just happens to be one of them. And yeah, so here I am trying to inspire you to eat a project and also a way to use up some yarn. Now, this one it can be a cowl, it's almost a shrug as well, just over the shoulders. So I'll explain what I've done with the square first and how I've joined it. So this one, I actually made it as I went until I got to the size and I ran out of yarn, and then I finished. So I joined as I go. So it was I've done it 4 deep, and then however many that is. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 long, and then it's joined in one circle. And I actually did the last row so the last square got a little tricky because I had to do 3 for some of them, but everything, so you can see it's joined as I go. So the last round, all I've done is slip stitch across to the square next to it, and I formed this infinite loop. So you could make it longer if you wanted to be able to wrap it. Could have made it less. I could have done it 3 rows and made it longer. So you can play around. But one of the things with when you're doing join as you go is that you're doing a lot of guesswork. So if you want to use this as a base, then there's your numbers there. So this is 4 by 9. So you could do it 3 by however many that adds up to. Too much math for me. All right, so the trick with this one is it's all different yarns. So I don't know how many of you are like me where you have subscribed to way too many yarn subscription boxes and they're not made any of the projects. I did that. I had about 5 subscription boxes for quite a few years, and so I've got a lot of this hand-dyed yarn, and they're all kind of 1 or 2 hanks, and like there's only so many beanies that I want to make. So though I do love my beanies. What I did with this one is thought, well, I can find some that are all similar colours that blend well together, and we'll use them together. So I've never wanted to do it because, I don't know, there's just something in me that says don't mix your yarns. But I have to say, I'm extremely glad that I did because I love all of these colours. So if you're going to mix yarns like I've done, one thing I would recommend is at least matching the ply, because it just makes it that much easier to mix and match. You can see some of these squares end up a little different, and that's more the yarn itself than anything else. I didn't block because I just joined as I went, but you can block if you want to make them the same size. But you can see they all pull into shape. You don't need to do that. So these were all a DK weight or close to that I've used a 4mm hook on. And we've got a variety of yarns. So I can't remember them all exactly, but this one here, this one was absolutely gorgeous to work with. And this was a Tibetan yak down. It is so soft, so gorgeous. I will definitely be rebuying that one at some point. Then we've got, this one was a silk and cotton blend. So again, a different fibre, and I believe these 2 were merino superwash blends. So I think this one had more nylon in it, and this one was 100% merino. And I'm doing that from memory. The brands, this was Vicky Brown Design. I can't remember. This one was Reiwa Fibers, Embrace Yarn. This one, the silk I got from Hobby, was a Silk Friends, I believe. This one I can't remember. That's just a random one from, it might have even been a Knit Crate, actually. There you go. I said I couldn't remember, but I think I have. But they're all, this one is probably still available, these, but a lot of these, they're hand dyed, so they're usually in small quantities. So if you're going to mix yarns, what else I would recommend is, one, use the same ply and hook, just so it's easier to mix and match. Another thing is you've got to wash to whatever the most sensitive, delicate yarn is. So if you've got a wool that says hand wash and a particular temperature, then that's the one you go to. If the other ones are able to manage at any temperature, then, so just keep that in mind. So if you've got one that has to be hot and one that has to be cold, I wouldn't mix them together. But if you've got others that aren't so fussy, but you've got one that is fussy, then go with the fussy. But just make sure they're not so extreme that when you go to wash it, you're going to ruin your project, because you do want this to last. So this, I didn't actually check them before I did that, so we're going to be hoping. But I do believe having the superwash, the silk and cotton, I believe they're all hand dyed, hand wash only, which is fine. I just chuck them in the machine, hope for the best. This one here, I have to double check what that one is, but this is probably the one that I would wash to. But yeah, I totally recommend, because then you end up with, so you can see this is all the same square, but we got some gorgeous extra texture added. So this silk one, like, it's got texture in the actual yarn itself. Different, I don't know, they all just feel so different. And it's just, it was a delight to actually make this up. So a lot of the fun was in the making. So I totally encourage you to have a go. So let me know what this is actually inspiring you to use up. Another suggestion, I've done it before, I didn't bring it here to show, but if you've got two different plies, so if you've got some really thin, so you want to mac it up to a 4-ply and you've got some thin ones, you can combine the thin ones and then make them to the same weight. So you've got that option as well. But yeah, let me know what yarn it inspires you to use up, what project it inspires you to use up. This is going to be a fan favorite for me this winter, if the weather ever gets cool enough here. But I will definitely be wearing this one. And if you love a granny square, then consider joining the Hooked on Crochet Club, because I have a huge library of squares, because we have a new one every month. At the time of making this video, we're up to, well, we're almost at 6 years, so you can do the maths. 12 lots of that is a lot. So there's a lot of squares. And I do a live tutorial every month for the new one, so you've always got something to play and inspire you on. All right. So if you do love a granny square, make sure you subscribe as well, because I'll have a new inspiration project for you every month. And yeah, I look forward to sharing the next one with you.